Okay, kids, it's time for Bingo is Life. The podcast. I'm Jay Zare. We're joined by the Howdy Shell brothers.
Hello.
Hola.
Still better looking than the Everly brothers because they're really old.
I will say, though, today someone said, hey, are you his dad?
Oh.
His dad.
Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
Ouch.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Back from her stint in the wilderness of Virginia, Mama Shackles.
Hello.
We have two more pole dancers on the show in the silent David Aaron chair.
Nice.
Just kidding.
They work hard, guys. They work real hard.
That's right.
They work really. Everybody works hard. This is America.
That's right. Oh, man. We had a good bingo night tonight.
Oh.
Did anybody win? Nobody won the $100.
No one won the $100, but a lot of people tonight. We were sponsored by Funky's Skate Center, and they gave away free passes. And the people who won the free passes, I think they're going to definitely go use them.
Yeah, they were excited to win them, yes.
Yeah, it was that like,
summer, then-
yes, let's go skating.
I want to know how much your insurance premium is for an operation like that.
For a skating rink?
Yeah, people would just be like,
Okay.
No, the one that really is the, what's the place where the kids jump up and down?
Oh, yeah.
Jump park?
Jump Park. Yeah, that makes sense. That's got to be the worst.
Or the,
Insurance. That's just where
they
kids
were
go to
gonna-
break their legs.
They were going to call it the Tramp Park, but people got mad.
Yeah.
Okay, as
oh, that's
somebody,
the one downtown over there on
No.
where
That's
me and Tucker
short for
hang out.
trampoline. I should
Yes.
probably explain that.
Thank you.
I live right across from Funky's, and there is a rescue squad often
Ooh.
Oh.
setting
okay.
outside because someone has broken something.
Something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
like every
Yeah.
time we did a skate night with school or whatever, the Girl Scouts, somebody walked away
Yeah.
with a broken something.
Yeah, that's
Or they didn't walk.
I had a very
No, we're-
successful birthday where we rented the entire place. Laura Mack and I did. And no one hurt themselves that I recall.
adults.
Yeah.
Adult
Adult skating. Ooh.
Doesn't count.
I had a party there one time, but the insurance more covered the stabbings. A lot
Ah,
of
yeah,
stabbings.
yeah, sure.
There's a lot of stabbings.
I am on, what's the line from the Princess Bride? Like, I blew it already.
Inconceivable.
You killed my father.
Yeah, that's
You
the
can
one.
prepare.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
And Toya.
You know what,
Ending on
though?
one, so
She's
yeah.
already spoke.
Yeah.
We should just go ahead and introduce you.
Do it.
Get
Show
in there.
Yeah.
Who is our guest today?
Boom, boom.
Gloria Estevan.
All right.
I like
so
her a lot.
I used
I do too.
she
Esteban.
a former member of the great band Dr. Howe and the Reasons to
Can we-
Live.
do we say
Drum roll,
former?
drum roll, drum roll.
Regular recurring.
Regular
Always a member.
member.
Always a member.
She currently resides everywhere as she is a
Everywhere.
nomad.
Hey.
Everybody, this is Miss Ashley Hunter.
Hey, hello, hello.
And real quick, the other mystery voice is Christian Parrott. sitting
Hi.
over
Oh,
here.
that's right.
Hello.
Hey,
I
Christian,
don't know.
drop that beat.
Sick
That's right.
Beats tonight will be provided by DJ Parrott.
You might want to get this microphone clean and sanitized.
We set it in a box for a week. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, it's the one that says guest. It's totally okay.
Ashley Hunter, tell us.
Yes,
Tell us
hello.
your life story.
Oh, dear.
And go.
And activate. Yeah. Should I just talk about me? Hello.
I tell you what,
exciting
We'll
is
help.
that?
We'll help you.
Were you not in Denver? Was I wrong?
No, you're correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I drove out to Denver and lived there-ish for like a year and a half, and have moved on and keep going back to Denver. I still have a beautiful community in Denver that I know and love. And between Denver and Virginia, that's where I spend my time when I'm in the U.S. And when I'm not in the U.S., I am really enjoying spending a lot of time in Central and South America.
You
All right, let's go all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
Let's go back to. Oh, is that we're going? Sound effects are being. We're going back in time. Let's talk about your first time in Harrisonburg
Yes.
and when you met all of these people.
Well, I spent 14 years in Harrisonburg, including.
Why did you come here?
I went to JMU.
Where were you coming from?
I was coming from Northern Virginia.
Ah.
I lived in Virginia most of my
Virginia proper, I believe they like
33
to call it, right?
years of
Virginia
my life.
proper.
Yes. But yeah, JMU. And then I went back to Northern Virginia for a summer after graduating, and I said, what am I doing here?
Yeah, right.
And I
Yeah.
moved back to Harrisonburg with no plan.
Ah,
No
good.
plan. This
Is that
was
when
the
you
place
started
to do
working
that.
at the grill?
And then I like interviewed around, and I got hired at the grill, and that was the
She wrote,
beginning of the
baby.
next
That's it.
11 years of my life.
The little grill required an interview.
That's a good run.
Yes, with 4 people. No joke.
Yeah.
That's
right.
when it was
no
the
joke.
that's when it was the collective.
The collective.
Yeah, it was the collective.
Even the collective.
When they had meetings to schedule the meetings
Right.
Yes.
Jay and I remember days when the grill, they were like, "You want to work here? I don't have any limbs or a heartbeat. That's fine."
Oh, they're like pirates, equal opportunity employers.
Exactly.
Well, they let me work there, so
It gets even worse. They let him train me.
Oh. The first time I played open mic there,
I
yeah.
don't even remember.
And he doesn't even remember it.
And from that chaotic place,
Yes.
Yeah.
young Ashley Hunter
She shows up
started her career
straight from Northern Virginia.
as an artist in Harrison.
I have to interject. If you look at Ashley Hunter's, like, her Instagram page or her Facebook page, it's a tapestry.
Yes.
Oh, well,
and
thank
prepared
you.
to be
Wow.
jealous.
Of amazing performances and things that you do and workshops that you head up and places that you've been. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
You do.
So-
You're a musician. You're
Thank
a
you so much.
dancer. Are you still doing the hula hooping?
Oh yeah, the hula hooping.
No,
It's
hula
better
hooping
asked
was
with a German accent.
such a big part of my life for a long time, and it is not as big a part right now. I have realized. I just realized I used to travel with a hula hoop everywhere I went with my backpack, and now I travel with a guitar and a yoga mat. And adding the hula hoop is just. It's just one too many activities.
One too
You don't
many.
want to just
Yeah.
put
I'm
it
just like, how
around
do
it.
I?
You put it around everything to hold it all
I
together.
have, I
Yes,
have,
and I might add it again one day. Like it might come back to
got
me.
this.
I have
Because
this memory of being on the stage at Court Square Theater hula hooping with you.
Yes.
With a whole bunch of
Yes.
people. What was
Was that the 24?
It was
that was the
real.
24 show.
I don't know what it was.
24-hour show?
It was
Can you-
the 24-hour show,
Yeah.
or it was Girl Who Died Most Mysteriously. I also hula hooped in the middle of that.
Oh, right.
No,
But
it was something like weird, like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yes.
You're like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the hell I was
Yeah,
doing there.
24-hour show.
Hula hooping together on the stage. Yes, hula hooping is less incorporated, but it's because I have gravitated towards being a musician more and more, and singing and performing by myself in the last 2 years. I
So cool.
prefer to be a part of a band. I think it's actually quite a delight to mix and match and sing and play off of people, and it's certainly more independent and challenging to go out by yourself and walk up to venues and say, "Hello, can I please perform at your establishment? It's just me and my guitar. How does that sound to you?" And surprisingly, this year it has been like, "Yes, please come."
That's not surprising.
All over Guatemala.
Come on.
It's
Guatemala.
over Guatemala primarily this year is when it's been most successful. I showed up in Antigua and I noticed there's a live music scene, and I said, "Oh, I think I could play some music in this town. Let's see." And then I was traveling around Guatemala, and I kind of made a goal for myself. I'm like, I think I want to play in every place that I go. I just want to see if that is possible.
Awesome.
And it was
That's
possible.
that's a good goal.
It like happened. I went to the lake and I got performances at this restaurant there, and then I went to northern Guatemala and I played there, and I went to Belize and I got gigs there, and I was just shocked that okay, well, it's one of those moments where if you put your goal to something, you say, I want to do this.
Right.
Sometimes you really can, and yeah, so it was a beautiful
Well,
experience.
I can tell you none of us are shocked by that.
None of us. None of us. And we've tried the same thing with Elkton, and it
Yeah.
hasn't worked out at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us about
Not one place.
We've been banned from a place we've never been to.
Never
Oh
been
my
there.
Goodness.
The butter factory.
Tell me about Antigua. I heard that's a really happening town with people from all over the world hanging out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's
It's not even on the beach, right? It's just in the
It's
mountains.
not. It's outside of Guatemala City. So when you fly in, it's the closest. Like hip colonial city. So all the cobblestone streets everywhere, and there's these 2 volcanoes. So anywhere you are, you kind of see
Are always
volcanoes
threatened.
in the distance. No, well, maybe, but
You
they're
could
just they're
die.
mostly like beautiful grounding
Oh, yeah.
energy,
I guess there's
and yeah, the whole energy of the city is really lovely. Every little bar or restaurant or cafe you go in has an inner courtyard, and everyone cares a lot about their inner courtyard's plants and their art. And so there's a huge art scene, huge music scene. I met a lot of musicians who just play music as their job. That's that all you need to survive, and you'll get booked every night of the week if you want to play, because there's places that value live music.
And there's people there from Europe and all over the world.
Lots of travelers come through because it is your first stop. If you come to Guatemala, even if you're going to go to the lake or the beach or Semuc Champey or go up to Tikal, the Mayan ruins in the north, you come first to Antigua. So it draws a lot of people in.
Yeah,
You said more cool places in that sentence than I've had my entire life.
Are there people still speaking native languages besides Spanish? That's what I heard.
Yes, there's many Mayan dialects, over 20 that are still used and spoken.
And you hear them on the streets?
You do, not as much in Antigua, but at the lake, I heard them a lot more. There's a family I'm still connected with. 12 years ago, I went to Guatemala to study my Spanish, to improve myself there, and I lived with a family in San Pedro on the lake, and they're still there, and I got to go visit them and stay with them again. It was really beautiful. But they speak a couple other Mayan tongues in that region, and including my family, so I get to hear it when I go see them.
Did you get there through any connection of the Central American community in Harrisonburg, or was it just independently?
Completely independently the first time I went, and this second time I went as a nomad. I do a fair amount of house sitting, taking care of animals, and I found a 2-week house sit for a couple of dogs there in Antigua, and made a friend. I was in Ecuador for 2 months at the beginning of this year doing a yoga, tantra, shamanism, and the arts teacher training.
Cool.
And I met a bunch of beautiful humans there, and Rusty is one of them, and he owns this place on the beach in Guatemala that is the Star Destroyer. It's a restaurant he's building that's shaped like the Star Wars Star Destroyer. And it's going to open this year. He's almost done. I did get to go visit him on May the 4th. We hung out together and costumed up. I told him, we used to play May the 4th gigs, and I was like, we're dressing up for this, Dr. Howell. We are going.
It's true. It was awesome.
It was awesome. But this May the 4th I spent at the Star Destroyer, which isn't open yet. I was hoping that it might be open while I was there, but next
cool.
journey around. So Rusty is another reason that I landed myself in Guatemala for a couple months. So there's a couple.
So did you just throw a dart at the earth? Is it like a map? I'm going here. How did you decide where to go first?
She threw a dart at the earth.
Yeah.
You threw a dart, like,
Boom! It's 5 feet from where I am now.
Yeah, I guess I'll walk over there.
When I first
Damn, still Harrisonburg.
Yeah.
when I first left Harrisonburg, it was a little bit of a dart. I went to Spain for 5 weeks because I wanted to use my Spanish.
Right.
And I wanted to walk the Camino de Santiago. But I went to Switzerland before that for a week because of these 2 rabbits that needed someone to take care of them in the middle of Switzerland. And I was like,
sure.
How often do you get to go to Switzerland and live for free? So and rabbits. I'm going to love taking care of some rabbits. Let's go. So sometimes it's a dictation of someone needs help with their animals. Sometimes it's a yoga trade situation. That's how I landed in Nicaragua. I was looking for somewhere where I could teach and work at a retreat center. And I've done that now in Laos and Nicaragua. And so, I'm always on the look for who's going to require some enthusiasm in the yoga or music department.
Right. So with this kind of, is it fair to call it a nomadic lifestyle?
Yes.
So with that kind of lifestyle, I'm assuming you are meeting a lot of other people who are also doing the same kind of thing. Do you guys network and kind of back and forth, or do you run into the same people? Do you have your own nomadic community, or is that what do they call irony?
An oxymoron?
An oxymoron.
Is there a nomad MySpace?
So I would say a little bit. Like, I know fellow friends who are living a similar lifestyle to me, but we're often on our own little path.
Yeah, right.
And sometimes they overlap, and that's kind of like a magic moment. There's a woman that I met when I was in Laos years ago, and we shared this beautiful day of adventuring on a scooter together, and we were talking about Burning Man, and we're like, one day we should go to Burning Man together. And 2 years ago, she said, I'm going this year. You better be going, because I'm finally going. And we said we were going to do it. We promised we were going to do it. So I went to Burning Man that year and we met up again. It had been 5 years since we'd seen each other and we got to hang out together again.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
you have to be actually kind of intentional about it if you want
Right.
to see the nomads that you meet again, because we're all
all over the place.
flying around on our own adventures.
One more time. What do you like?
That's it.
Vietnam. You've been to Vietnam?
Yes,
There's a lot of Americans there, right?
Yes, there's a good expat community there, I believe. I spent 2 weeks there, so I don't have a huge basis of knowledge, but and it was right before COVID, like right before COVID that I was there, so it was a different environment, I would say. But
And you were teaching English at one point too, weren't you?
yes, I did that for 4 years.
For 4 years.
That was my primary nomadic lifestyle financial support
Gotcha.
to get me through.
What kind of guitar are you carrying around with you as a nomad?
I have a little 3/4 parlor size guitar it's a Teton guitar, which is not a huge famous brand, but it's a woman-owned company out of the Grand Tetons, and she's a real beauty. I found her in Nederland, Colorado, right, and I tested her out, and I was like, yeah, she sounds just as good, if not better to me than the Taylors I've been playing and trying out. So,
Awesome.
yeah, she's the one I travel with.
So you got a nice hard shell case. And
No, I don't.
How are
wow.
you traveling
No.
with the guitar then?
I mean, it's a case. It's a soft case that I was worried about when I bought it. That's got a backpack situation on it that is still holding together, but I'm noticing some fraying. I'm like, I'm gonna
You
have
had a
to.
hard case.
I need to
Oh,
level
Lord.
up. I know.
I mean, don't they
honestly,
just toss it in the plane?
Yeah.
No, I don't check it ever. I carry it on.
Just when
So
you just
I'm
set
in
it on your lap.
control.
Yeah.
No, it goes in the overhead.
Oh, it
bin.
does go in over here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I just learned so much
Easy.
about the whole
I
thing.
know, right?
This segment brought to you by Teton Guitars. Teton Guitars, a woman-owned business out of, where is it?
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
No, it's,
Oh, the Tetons.
Netherlands.
The Tetons.
Son of a
The
gun.
Tetons.
the name says it all.
The Tetons in the Netherlands. It's an obscure.
Well, so
they
you're-
poke up there.
You're working on new material while you're on the road?
So I have been a little bit, I would say it is more lucrative to learn new cover songs in the environment that I'm in. So I have been doing a lot of, which I find joyfully, like I love learning new songs.
A lot of hootie. Hootie in the Blowfish. A lot of hootie.
Not as much.
What
Sure it is.
What is the most requested song?
30 years ago, man.
Where in Guatemala?
Something by Hootie.
I would say
What
the
do people
most
want to hear?
requested song as a female artist would be "What's Up" by Four Non Blondes, which I do not play unless someone requests it, and then I'm like, all right, fine, because it is overplayed and I hear it way too much. But if someone requests it, I say, okay, we can do it, because I of course know it, because everyone, you know it.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the last song you learned?
The most recent,
Yeah.
I am working on, Adele. Because I learned guitar in the 90s when I was growing up. I was 16 when I got my first guitar. So I have this backlog of 90s rock songs, of classic rock
Just
songs.
one bare naked
And
ladies song
I
after
get-
another.
Yeah, a little bit. I get into a bar these days and I'm like looking around like, oh my gosh, there's a bunch of 20-year-olds here. What on earth do they
Welcome
want to
to it.
hear? I need to freshen up my list so I know.
Taylor?
I do play a Taylor Swift song, but I reggae it up. I play Blank Space, but like reggae style.
reggae.
I play Flowers by Miley Cyrus, which is always a hit.
yeah.
And I'm working on
that?
Adele at the moment. But I've also added Valerie and Queen. I Want to Break Free, which is super fun.
Yeah.
Those are some of the new ones. Criminal, I just was working, which is not, that's still in the 90s loop, but I just like Criminal, Fiona Apple.
Now, can you
so.
usually sing it in the original key? How often do you have to transpose?
I have a lower range, so sometimes I do end up transposing, especially like Adele. I will sing that one like 2.5 steps down probably, but more often than not, I try to keep it the same unless it's too high. There's songs that are just a little on the high range for me.
Goodbye, myself.
Good technical question.
Something exactly like that.
I have noticed now that I'm playing a lot more frequently. I had one gig where I was walking out the door like, oh my gosh, my voice is gone. I need to make a whole set of songs that are my lower register just in case this happens.
Right,
and I'm
right.
walking up to a gig like, okay, I don't think I can hit those notes tonight. What are we going to do for ourselves here? Oh, let me ask me, the only other person on stage.
Hey guys, what do you want to play?
What do you want to do? Oh, wait. Yeah, it's just me again.
It's going to be 6 hours of Smelly Cat.
As a result, I'm like such a bounce off of other humans that I always ask the audience a little bit. I try to engage them like, what do you guys want to
I was going to ask, who's your favorite audience? Like in the world that you have played, what kind of people you like to play in front of, and where can they be found?
Those are also good questions. I mean, I think the bar restaurant scenes that I have done that are like lively. Oh man, I'm just thinking of like one night I played at the Snug, which is this Irish pub with a rooftop in Guatemala, and there was this family of 3 with this little girl who danced in front of me the entire time.
Yeah, that's
her
cool.
enthusiasm carried everything. And her family would come up and dance with her too, and it was the cutest thing ever, and it was infectious. And then the whole bar is eventually kind of dancing.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just with me, I'm like, this is amazing to just be giving and receiving this energy.
Yeah.
Her
here.
parents
So-
were drunk, by the way. That is the key to the whole thing. Let's dance. She's 3. She's fine.
What about the amplification in Guatemala or when you're on the road? You're obviously not bringing that with you. Do they have it at the restaurants?
This has been so. It was a surprise to me to be gigging as much as I am. So I think I would, if I have a choice now, going back out, maybe try to set myself up a little bit better, because I am just traveling with my guitar and a cable. But the restaurants do have amplification. They do have speaker systems. They sometimes have really awful mic stands and really falling apart microphones that none of the other local musicians in town will use. They will all surely bring their own stuff, and I show up like, okay, where's that thing that's hiding in the back corner that I need to use that's taped together 20 times?
Underneath the duck pin bowling alley.
It's being used for one of the duck pens. Upside down.
But a lot of places provide their own, which is great and amazing.
It's awesome. One of the funner little piece of information that I love about you is you recorded when we Dr. Howe recorded some music. You came in afterwards and sang a part on a song that I wrote, "When You Die Alone." And what you sing on that is my favorite harmony in that whole mix.
Yep.
And I absolutely love it. And when I hear that, I think of you. Same with Porch Swing on that album. Is another one that I think you've... something that I really appreciate is your ability to find good harmonies. I think you do a great job at that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
I miss that.
yeah,
That's something
awesome.
I don't get to do anymore.
Yeah, no, well,
Right.
You
there's
have to do the throat singing to harmonize with
To
yourself.
just harmonize with myself, and it's not the same. It's just not. And I I mean, always Dr. Howe, us all singing together, our voices just naturally, I feel like
Yeah, they
blend
find each other.
well together.
Was Christian in the band when you were in the band? I can't remember now.
sure.
Yeah. You overlapped.
Yes, almost the whole time. I don't know, a lot of the time. Yes,
no, the whole time.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
I
the
think
whole
so.
time.
What, me?
Who, me?
I've been winning since the Red River roller coaster days.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
He was asking me where the D string was on the guitar. Maybe you could show him after we're done.
Appreciate that. I would like that.
I feel it. While we're on a podcast, I should say like 2 more things about things I do. Just
Yeah,
in
do
case.
it.
Please, please.
Yeah.
Just in
We
case.
can put links in the notes.
Oh, that'd be
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do it.
So I am also
You're
a-
wanted in 3 countries.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you know that's what I was going to say?
I
One
follow
of
the
them
news.
the Netherlands, Tetons.
Teton, Netherlands.
Yeah.
I also am a international yoga retreat leader, and I have another yoga retreat that I'm doing next March in Nicaragua. It is a yoga and embodiment retreat to awaken your authentic voice. So we not only do yoga every day, but we also do singing, we do vocal empowerment, we do courageous vulnerability workshops. We work on how are you not expressing yourself in the world, and how could you express yourself more truly and authentically in the world. And it has been, I've done it 2 years in a row now, And the people that leave the retreat go home and have started businesses, have bought guitars. There's a woman that went home and wrote her first song, bought her first guitar after the retreat this year. And it was like, yes, this is, yes. So
And she bought that guitar from Teton Guitar.
In the
don't
Netherlands.
forget our
In the
sponsor.
Netherlands.
Nederlander.
And the last thing that I was feeling that I should say is that I am a somatic coach, and I work with people on their dating life. So if you struggle with dating, if you struggle with falling into the same patterns of you're meeting the wrong people, or you actually just don't believe that there's anyone out there for you, I work with people for several months at a time, and we meet virtually so it can all be done online. And it's not talk therapy, although it might sound like it because we're meeting in the same way, but we actually work with the energy that's in your body and where you're holding the emotions so that we can release the root of what's going on for you and work on transformation so that you can move towards finding the partnership that you actually desire.
That sounds very cool. I know that after nearly 20 years of marriage, my dating life has suffered.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry, bud.
But I'm working on it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Tell me about the yoga and music.
She's out there for you somewhere, and it's your wife.
She's at home.
She's literally right there.
She might. I think she likes pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
Hey,
Ah.
love that.
So was that something you combined on your own and developed, or did you plug into somebody else's system?
The retreat,
The retreat, the yoga music, authentic voice retreat.
that was all me.
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
It was Tony Robbins.
Yeah, I was.
Tony Robbins. He-
I was
he's
looking
in Mexico
for
City.
something. I wanted to
cool.
run a retreat for many years, and I wanted to find out, well, if you're going to run a retreat, what's the purpose? What are we bringing people in here to do? And for me, of course, music has been the root of so much of my life and what I want to give to others. And so that felt like a clear direction to go in. But then the development of the program was a labor of love, where you really sink into, okay, what do people need? What kind of workshops need to go into this space to help them achieve that? And yeah, that was a beautiful path to walk, and great.
Do you have people working for you?
No.
Just you do it by yourself. Fantastic.
yeah,
Now,
that's all me.
when's it going to be? In what city again?
In March, it'll be the 14th through the 22nd. It is south of San Juan del Sur in Nicaragua. It's at this retreat center called Costa Dulce, which I lived and worked at most of last year. So I have also just a really wonderful connection to it. It's on the Pacific coast. It's the most beautiful beach you could ever
But you
be
can't
at,
swim
in my
in that,
opinion.
can you?
Oh, absolutely, you swim. There are it's a surf and yoga retreat center, so you swim in it. There are sea turtles. This year, there was a full moon the first night of my retreat. We went down to just walk on the beach, and there was a mother sea turtle coming on to the beach to lay her eggs.
Oh, my
We
Lord.
stayed through the whole thing, watched her lay the eggs, and there's a sanctuary there. So there was a guy who comes out and actually gathers the eggs to take them and protect them. And we got to watch her go back into the ocean. The last night, I've never seen this. I spent like almost all of last year there. The last night of my retreat, the same thing happened. We were on the beach, and a mother sea turtle came on the beach, and it just felt like this blessing on the whole retreat. It was such a beautiful connection to nature. And they do baby sea turtle releases throughout the week while you're there around sunset, because you want to wait till all the birds are gone and make sure they get to safety. But it is
Birds.
jungle and ocean.
The cats of the
and
ocean.
It's the most amazing nature I've ever experienced. And
That's
that's
very
why
cool.
another reason I want to invite people to that space.
Like a
Well,
turtle whisperer.
So cool.
Yeah,
We'll
right.
have our tech guy put the link in the.
Hey,
Yeah.
That's right. I will.
No,
one of these big guys.
It has a song. It has a name. It has a name. What's
It is called My Radiant Song.
My Radiant Song?
Okay. All right. So this might be a silly question for a nomadic lifestyle, but like, do you have plans? The next 3 years, 5 years?
Well, that's the thing. I was going to somebody who's been so many places. Like, what's the place you want to see that you haven't been there yet, or yeah, that would be so.
Twofold questions.
Answer them both at once now.
No, go.
She's not answering fast enough.
At the moment, I
Podcast
am I am embracing the feeling of I'm looking for a little bit of guidance from the universe. I had some plans that were going to be more permanently in Nicaragua, and they shifted this year. And
They're killing a child back there. It's all okay.
so I'm trying to re-envision what the next several years look like, and I don't have a lot of pressure on what that is going to be,
Right.
other than I want to continue to do the work that I'm doing, continue to grow my retreat offerings. I'm working on a second retreat right now, potentially, most likely in Guatemala. And I'm trying to grow my coaching business and work with more and more people. And because the results that I've seen from the people that I have worked with are so beautiful, and I want to keep doing that. But I don't know what the end goal looks like. I imagine maybe one day I will have more permanence and live in a community somewhere at a retreat center, but I don't know.
Yeah,
And
no, that's great.
It has taken time to get okay with not knowing.
Yep, right.
And I'm okay with not knowing.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Awesome.
I have a really boring question.
Yes, go ahead.
Do you have to like?
Favorite color?
Do you have to apply for a visa every time you go into?
A foreign country?
It's actually a great question.
A lot of
Bouncing around a lot. It sounds like so much paperwork.
no. Most of the places, fortunately, under a American passport, you usually can stay for 90 days before you have to leave. And some places is very flexible, like Nicaragua. You just have to leave for get a stamp and you can come right back in. You don't have to leave very long at all.
Oh.
And you don't have to go back to America and reset your American visa
No,
or anything.
no.
Okay.
I mean, last year I was gone 9 months. That was the longest I spent out of the country. And it was fine. It was no paperwork, honestly. Just making sure that you're leaving the country when you're supposed to leave the country. A lot of places now require you to show proof of onward travel. Like when you fly into Guatemala, you have to have a ticket leaving or show them a bus ticket that you're leaving or buy
Interesting.
a plane ticket that then you cancel after you enter the country. I didn't say that out loud. I am not giving tips to fellow travelers, but you can do that.
Dun, dun.
We do have a lot of El Salvadorian and Guatemalan officials listening to our podcast.
Yeah,
That's right.
Our tech guy has the stats on that.
We're going to change all that.
Well,
We're going to make it harder to get back in the country.
Well, I will definitely make sure, share with me whatever links that you want to hand out.
Cool.
Because I'm sure there are people that would love to, be able to contact you, talk to you about both the lifestyle and, look for advice on that kind of thing too.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long are you in Harrisonburg?
I spent 2 nights here, and I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
No,
I know. What a lucky shot that we got to do this. Because I feel like this podcast has been mentioned to me. Like, oh, maybe we could do this, and it just sort of miraculously.
Maybe.
Our other guest couldn't come.
It's
Yeah. She
which is a
fell ill.
shame.
Well, the universe
But also,
works that way.
I'm happy to be here.
Where are you
Thanks
headed?
for having me.
Where are you headed to from here?
I am traveling with my father across the United States because he is moving out of my childhood home to Boise, Idaho, where his brother lives. So we're
Whoa.
on a big road trip adventure.
Oh my gosh.
It's
That's the plot of like a major motion picture right there.
I have had many people like, please film some of these days. Like, keep us updated.
Here's your Academy Award.
Do you journal? Do you journal?
I do journal.
Okay.
I'm not like a regularly dedicated
Yeah.
everyday journaler, but I do journal.
I would imagine that kind of traveling.
You have to.
Yeah.
It like
Keep some
keeps
kind of
you
log.
grounded.
Right.
And that's where I would songwrite too.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's like both. Anytime there's emotional energy that needs to come out in song, or just processing what you're experiencing.
I mean, I just imagine. Do you ever think, I want to be home? Where's home in your brain right now?
I mean, I have many homes,
Yeah.
and I continue to go back to them to be back with the people that I love and miss and connect with. But I feel comfortable continuing to journey and then come back home and journey and come back home.
Right,
And
Right.
I do feel it's very interesting. I think some people that are nomadic because they don't have family and loved ones, potentially. I don't know
Yeah,
for sure, but I would imagine it would be easier to do if you didn't have somebody like, oh, where are you? Come back, And I have that, and I do feel this pull and this draw sometimes. And sometimes you're traveling and you're like, I could really use a hug, and I don't know these people well, and then you make friends and you try to, but it isn't the same as having people that have known you for a long time, which makes those visits back to the homes even more special and impactful to see the people that you know and love. Look, I'm looking at something.
I think that's us.
It's you guys.
We had Nathan Moore on the podcast, and he was talking about making the big leap, like leaving where you're from and going somewhere else. And I think he sort of was implying there was a transformative aspect to your personality and persona. Did you feel that way?
For sure. It's huge. In the lead up to it, there's like a big emotional, like, what am I doing kind of upheaval. And once you actually do it and launch yourself forward, you are going to change because you're going to see all kinds of things that you wouldn't have seen when you were rooted in one place.
Yep.
So the change is what brings us growth. Always. I really advocate for anybody who's never ventured outside of the country to please do so, because it is so wonderful and eye-opening to see different cultures and just have that experience personally.
As part of that, being away from the people you knew who were identifying you and their expectations and being able to create a new
paradigm
for yourself. Was that involved?
For sure, as well. Like, you really have to own yourself, your experience. There's no one that you're reflecting off of or mirroring. You're just you're doing your thing, and nobody will care around you when you're in a space where you don't know anyone in a foreign country, which is a lot of freedom. You could be anyone. You could do anything, and it can also be scary at first, or it could continue to be scary, but it is a journey home to yourself. And I feel that it makes you so much more confident in yourself when you push yourself to that experience. Exactly. Right on, Jay.
Well, that's very cool.
Well, I'm so cynical.
That's my job.
No. I am, because I feel like I'm like, sure, yeah, I would love that. That sounds great. But then I think it's what if something disastrous happens and you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't know anyone and you're lost. You know what I mean? Like that. That is, I don't know, that cynicism. That's more just like
that's just sowing the seeds of nightmares.
Exactly. That's I Am Legend.
Don't
get a life alert
put that in your head.
I just live there, though. I live there going down the interstate. You know what I mean? Like, I live there, like oh.
So then, how would it be any different than traveling around than where you are on the interstate?
Well, they would know. They could call.
Oh, I see.
They'd call me. Well, we got him.
Chris?
We got his body.
Who's that, Chris? Who's that?
The fire department. The fire.
Are you there, fire department? It's me, Christopher.
So the real question then, probably for you, at least I think
No,
what you're getting at is a fear. Can you deal with, or how do you deal with the fear of traveling? And is it there constantly? Is it not there at all for you? Do you not feel afraid? Or
Let me throw out another piece to America is
She's like, I do
crazy
now.
right now. Doesn't that scare you to be like away and coming back and going away?
That's why she's away.
Feel more scared being in this country than out of this country.
Yeah.
I was nervous to come back.
Yeah.
But on the fear piece, a lot of the work that I do with yoga and embodiment is to fear and love are the opposites of each other. And if you live from a place of fear, if you make decisions and choices from fear, then you are living in a more enclosed space. It's like this constriction to your experience. And if you live from a place of love, you are expansive and open. And that means you are going to find more expansion and love. It's the manifestation thing, where if you expect the fear piece, if you expect the danger, you might find it because you're expecting it. You're looking for it. And I'm not saying not to be careful when you travel and not to be aware, but don't make decisions out of fear and come from a place of love, and then you meet beautiful people. And then I broke my ankle in Mexico when I went rock climbing, and I was by myself traveling, and I had to go to the hospital, and I had to get crutches, and I didn't know really anyone, but I had met a couch surfer a couple days before, and I reached out to anyone I had come across in Mexico in that time, and that angel couch surfer showed up, and because I needed to buy crutches, and I just needed somebody to go in the store because I couldn't walk physically in the store and buy the crutches and come out for me. And sometimes humanity will show up and surprise you, random strangers, acts of kindness,
Right.
you know? And it was still a challenge hobbling around those cobblestone streets by myself in Mexico, but still, people are kind and people look out for one another.
Right. That's great.
Well, that's very cool. I think we've reached our time.
Yeah.
And that
Oh.
sounds like a beautiful place to end.
Yeah.
Oh my
Very good.
gosh,
It's very
Good
positive.
job. Good job, Ashley.
Very, very
We're gonna make
positive.
it after all.
Hey, maybe
Positive
it's
ending.
going to be okay.
Hey! I'll still
Ashley
sing.
Hunter.
Not
I'll still
here.
sing songs about death with you. Don't
No,
worry.
and not here in America, but
Yeah.
everywhere else is going to be fine.
Hey, America, quit making decisions out of fear. You're making yourself
There you
closed
go.
and constricted.
There you go.
We're at the end. We're at
Yeah,
the end
we
of the
are.
show.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Can I say
Good.
one more thing then? Thanks, Ashley.
Aw, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
thank you very
guys.
much.
I'm so glad that it worked out that
Man.
you were able to come on here
Yep.
and that we were able to talk to you.
Yeah,
and
it's what a
you're,
surprise.
you're so cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's what's crazy is that you are doing what you're doing. It's like it's so different from anything I'm doing. I'm like, what? You do what? But go get them.
Yeah.
Go get them,
Awesome.
Tagger.
Thank you. That's far out of the box for you. By the way, that's my website, and
I see what she did.
Ah.
I see what she did.
There it
there.
is.
That's
She's
good
working
stuff
it.
right
She's
there.
working every angle.
but I mean,
Put it in the notes.
it falls in perfectly. It's like, yes, it's different, but that's my intention. I want to show that there's a different way of doing things. But I thank you. Thank you so much for seeing it and welcoming me back in. That's the important thing. When I come back is like, I'm so glad when people can say, hey, you've been gone a while, but you're still welcome here. I really appreciate it. And I
Always,
share,
always.
share that love back to you all.
I mean, you're out of the band, but no, you're
She still gets a cut.
okay. Yes. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's it.
So Ashley Hunter, when you get to Rio de Janeiro, say hello to my buddies Davi Mello and Andre Vasconcelos
Ooh.
playing in the background as we speak.
Right now they're
Ooh.
playing.
And maybe you can jam a music scene down there.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Going up on your Portuguese. Once again, thanks so much. This is such a delight and a surprise and a great energy pickup for us all. We really appreciate you being on the podcast. Once again, brought to you by Ruby's Arcade, which is where we are in scenic
Thank you,
downtown
Ruby's.
Harrisonburg.
Thank you,
Thank you, Christian Parrott.
My pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Join us at 7:30 every Tuesday night for Bingo is Life, the live entertainment event here at Ruby's Arcade, and you can listen to the podcast anytime you want to on the internet. See you next week, kids.
Good night.
good night.
Bingo is Life, a post-bingo Harrisonburg podcast, is brought to you by the Brothers How to Show and our friends at Ruby's Arcade in downtown Harrisonburg, Virginia. If you've enjoyed the show and feel it's worth spreading a little joy in this world, please tell just one person that you like this podcast. Word of mouth, more than any other form of promotion, is how creative works get noticed and sustain themselves. Thank you, Andrew Hickey, for that bit of wisdom, and thank you, listeners, for being part of the fun.